Howdy, Immortalium here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Pictures at an Exhibition, which is an experimental short anime film that was produced by Osamu Tezuka and is included in this box set, The Astonishing Work of Osamu Tezuka. Now, Pictures at an Exhibition actually shares its title with another work from Russian composer, and forgive me for my probably brutal pronunciation, Modest Mussorgsky. And as far as I'm aware, Modest Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition is a compilation of 10 piano pieces. So Osamu Tezuka decided to create his own work inspired by Pictures at an Exhibition. And of course, as always, the question is Pictures at an Exhibition any good? And that's what I'm going to be discussing today. So let's get started. So what is Pictures at an Exhibition? The film actually opens up with a live action shot where we enter an art gallery. And as we work our way through the art gallery, occasionally we stop at a particular picture and we experience a story. And that's the format for basically the entire film. There are 10 stories, so this is actually an anthology film. And there's quite a bit of variety in the actual stories being presented here, as well as the art styles, but I'll get onto that once we reach animation. So in terms of the actual story itself, overall I did enjoy the movie, but not as much as I expected to. You see, the thing I would say about this anthology of stories is that it's a bit inconsistent when it comes to quality. There were some shorts in this that I really enjoyed. One of the stories that involves a model, if you've seen Pictures at an Exhibition, you'll know the one I'm talking about. The conclusion that actually had me laughing very heavily, so I thought that was fantastic. But then there's a few other ones that, while I wouldn't say that any of them are bad, several of them I did feel indifferent to, and that's not something that I normally expect when it comes to Osamu Tezuka's works. Now, what is interesting though is that I did quite enjoy the conclusion to this film, in which we get a sequence that actually reminds me a lot of the end of Fantasia, the very first one. If you've seen Fantasia, you can kind of get an idea of how the film ends based off of that ending. And I'd be surprised if Osamu Tezuka wasn't influenced by Fantasia when he came up with that conclusion. But I think it's a very lovely conclusion and actually one of the highlights of the film. But beyond that, as I said, the stories are a bit inconsistent, and we do get these kind of lingering shots of these pictures as it's working through the gallery in between stories. And admittedly, there is kind of a bit of a fascination here, in the sense that you're kind of looking at the pictures going, which one's going to stop at, which one is going to tell us its story, etc, etc. So I did find that kind of amusing, but it is quite slow, and I've definitely heard of people who found those segments a bit on the dull side. I myself actually was quite intrigued by them, simply because I was waiting for what the next story would be. Now, the animation, this is where I really want to talk about some stuff. So this was done by Mushi Production, and the thing that I really do like about this film is the variety of art styles. If you take a look at these shorts, you'll notice that there is a wide variety of animation and artwork styles, and I found that really fascinating. I've always been a sucker for media that decides to do something very different with its animation, something kind of non-standard, very distinct. And I have to confess that I was quite pleased in general with the animation in this film. Admittedly, some people would find it quite basic, but even the more basic ones I think have a startling amount of creativity in its visuals. And for the most part, it's animated well. Now, to be fair, it isn't going to have the high quality animation that something like Legend of the Forest has, but in general I was very pleased with the animation and art styles, and I think, to me, more so than the stories itself, it's the animation and art styles that'll draw me back to this movie to re-watch it in the future. Now, with regards to the music, I do think it's important to note that just like Tales at a Street Corner, just like Legend of the Forest, there's no dialogue in this movie, so it's entirely visuals and music. And the music here is in general quite lovely. Now, I will admit that a lot of it didn't seem particularly memorable to me, it just suited the visuals quite well. To me, the most memorable piece of music in the work was actually during its conclusion, which I thought was really lovely, really pleasant music to listen to. But in general, I thought the music served the film very well, even if a lot of it wasn't particularly memorable to me. So in conclusion, what are my thoughts on Pictures at an Exhibition? While I did enjoy it overall, I did find it quite lacking compared to Tales at a Street Corner and Legend of the Forest, and I was left feeling a little bit disappointed at the inconsistent quality of these stories, but I still found the animation of this film really pleasant, really creative, and there were still some stories that I really did enjoy in this movie. So albeit even though it's a bit inconsistent in quality, I can definitely recommend it to fans of animation. Maybe you'll like some of the stories that I didn't care for personally. I'm still glad to have seen it as an Osamu Tezuka fan. So that was my review of Pictures in Exhibition. Let me know your thoughts on Pictures at an Exhibition. Have you seen it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What did you think of the stories in it? Which was your favorite? Which was your least favorite? What were your thoughts on the variety of animation? Did you like the art styles? Did you like the animation itself? How about the music? And of course, if you have any other information about Osamu Tezuka, about Mushi production, about these experimental short anime films, please leave them in the comments below. And of course, if you want to support the channel, I would encourage you to use my Amazon and Right Stuff affiliate links in the description below. When you purchase an anime or manga through those affiliate links, not only are you supporting me, not only are you supporting the channel, but you're also supporting the anime and manga industry. So I'd highly encourage you to purchase your anime and manga through those affiliate links. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye bye.